I began this book about 4 or 5 years ago. It began as a very different kind of book, a book of essays about the shared passions that I had with my mother. But then when I found out that she was dying in 2006, it changed the whole path of the book, and I got the end of my story and it turned into a memoir. Growing up with a mother who has schizophrenia, I think it's different for every person in some ways, but the books I've read, sort of show there are some similarities. I think one of the biggest issues was I didn't really know what was true or not. For the longest time in childhood, when my mother said she talked to this person or that person or saw this thing or, this happened, I believed her. However, they say the core personality of the schizophrenic is still there inside. And my mother was a very loving person. So this book is real. The Memory Palace is not just about the mother and child relationship, but it's also a book about memory itself and digging deeper underneath the things that we can't remember clearly, and why can't we remember those things clearly, and what have we forgotten. Because I'm such a visual thinker, I've used pictures that I've either created or images, paintings from the past that I remember from museums, and I use them as catalysts as a kind of associative memory catalyst. So a picture would lead to a memory, and that memory would lead to another memory, and so on and so forth. Toward the end of her life, when I discovered that she had this storage room full of 17 years of diaries and sketchbooks and all this ephemera, in one of her journals I came across an entry that said, "The thing I admire most and respect most in the world are people who can combine pictures and images and text. I would like to do that someday." And a couple days before she died, I read that and I said to her, "Just so you know, I thought I'd tell you that I'm writing a book and it's about you, and there are pictures in it and so on." I said, I hope it turns out okay." And she said, "I'm sure it will, and it'll be really great, and I have great faith in you." And I'd like to think she'd be proud of me. I think she'd be proud of me that I worked this hard on something.